In the early 20th century, the world's map was quite different from what we see today. Empires spanned continents, and one of these was the Ottoman Empire, an expansive realm that stretched across modern-day Turkey, parts of Europe, and the Middle East. The empire was home to a diverse mix of ethnicities and religions, including a Christian minority known as the Armenians. The turn of the century saw the rise of a nationalistic movement within the empire, a movement that sought to unify the empire under a single ethnic and religious identity. This movement, known as the Young Turks, took power in 1908 and set the stage for one of the most horrific atrocities of the 20th century, the Armenian genocide. The first signs of trouble began in earnest in 1915. World War I was in full swing, and the Ottoman Empire, allied with the Central Powers, was fighting on multiple fronts. The Young Turks government, paranoid and fearful of an internal enemy, began to view the Armenians, with their distinct culture and Christian faith, as a threat. On April 24, 1915, hundreds of Armenian intellectuals and community leaders were arrested in Constantinople, the capital of the Ottoman Empire. This day marked the beginning of the Armenian genocide, a mass extermination campaign that would claim the lives of an estimated 1.5 million Armenians over the next 8 years. The methods of extermination were brutal and varied. Massacres, forced labor, and death marches through the desert were common. Many Armenians were deported from their homes and sent on these marches without food or water, left to die in the harsh conditions. Meanwhile, the world was largely silent. The chaos of World War I left little room for international intervention, and the Ottoman Empire's allies turned a blind eye to the atrocities being committed. It wasn't until after the war, when the full extent of the genocide was revealed, that the world began to take notice. In the aftermath of the genocide, the Ottoman Empire was dismantled. The Young Turks government was overthrown, and many of its leaders were tried and convicted for their roles in the genocide. However, the damage had been done. The Armenian population had been decimated, and their culture and history were forever scarred by the atrocities they had endured. The legacy of the Armenian genocide is a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked nationalism and the power of fear and hate. It serves as an urgent lesson for humanity, a call to action against prejudice, intolerance, and violence. History teaches us that silence in the face of injustice is complicity. It reminds us to stand up against hatred, to protect the vulnerable, and to never forget the atrocities of the past. The Armenian genocide, like all acts of mass violence, should serve as a warning, a call to vigilance, and a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. In the words of philosopher George Santayana, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. The Armenian genocide, along with other horrific events in history, should not be forgotten, but remembered, studied, and understood, so that humanity may learn, grow, and strive to create a world where such atrocities are a thing of the past.